3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to Trees 3 here on Sports Tree Ltd. Folks, I'm Connor Roundtree, and we have to start off this episode by giving you a little update from our UEFA Champions League bracket presented by EaglesTracker. Sign on to our app and see where you stand out of a possible 8 points. There are 5 brackets tied with 7 points in first place. EaglesTracker covers everything you need to know surrounding Nigerian soccer. Players in competition, matches, and merchandise. They've got it all. We'll be handing out $500 to our UEFA Bracket Challenge champion. So make sure you give them a follow today at EaglesTracker NG on Twitter and Instagram. Our guy Aaron Canton wraps up the round of 16 on our sports blog under his column Sports Beat, so tune in because that went live on Thursday morning. And you can log into the web app now to see what's budding on Sports Tree. Our news and notes focuses on the frenzy that is the NFL free agency. Starting off with Rob Gronkowski, he signed a 1-year, $10 million deal to remain with the Buccaneers. And the New England Patriots have finally seemed to have found a replacement for Gronk. They added both Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry. Shaq Griffin joined the Jaguars, and there's a disturbing story out of the Deshaun Watson camp. Deshaun Watson is facing sexual assault allegations from 3 separate massage therapists. I read the allegations and they're quite disturbing. So stay tuned to Sports Tree's social media for that developing story. The UFC has announced Michael Chandler and Charles Oliveira is the targeted fight for the vacant UFC title at UFC 262. And that leads us into our stump and bump of the week. Khabib Nurmagomedov, you get our bump of the week. Khabib is officially retired. Look, he made a promise to his mom that he wouldn't fight again without his father, and he is not recanting on his word. Well, I'm not necessarily a fan of the man's fighting style. I have nothing but respect for the way he carries himself, and he retires on the top in his prime, putting his family first. A perfect 29-0 record. Khabib Nurmagomedov, you get our bump of the week. Our stump of the week has to go to the Chicago Bears. They went out and signed Andy Dalton to a 1-year, $10 million contract. Here's the problem with that. Mitch Trubisky was making $7 million last year, and since 2017, Mitchell Trubisky has statistically been better passing the football. Not only that, he also has the legs and the ability to rush the ball, which Dalton does not have at 33 years old. On the defensive side, the Bears were able to restructure Eddie Jackson and Khalil Mack's contracts to make some more room in the salary cap. And what do they do with it? They decide to cut defensive back, one of the best in the game, Kyle Fuller, to save some money. That sets a great precedent, doesn't it? Oh man, you played great. You gave us a chance to win week in and week out, and now you're cut. What kind of message are you sending to the players? You got Eddie Jackson shaking his head. Hakeem Hicks has now requested a trade. The captain wants out. Ryan Pace, you have made it difficult to be a Bears fan. I hate you. You're our stump of the week. Coming in at number 3 this week on Trees 3 is the UFC. UFC Vegas 21 comes to us live from the Apex Center on Saturday night. And the first fighter that we have to look out for on that card is Cheyenne Buys. In her first fight on the Contender Series, Cheyenne Buys landed 92 strikes. Look for the 25-year-old to put on a show on the big stage. The second fight that we're going to look at here on Trees 3 is the co-main event between Gregor Gillespie and Brad Riddell. Gillespie is one of the best wrestlers in the lightweight division. He averages 7 takedowns per 15 minutes inside the octagon, and also has 3 first-round knockouts on his UFC resume. He's taking on a pure kickboxer in Brad Riddell, who has been taken down a staggering 14 times in just 3 UFC appearances. Look for Gregor Gillespie to drag Riddell into the depths of this fight and beat him up. The main event sees Derek Brunson taking on Kevin Holland. I like Derek Brunson in this fight. He's won 3 consecutive fights, securing 10 takedowns in the process. Holland, while he has the reach advantage and more fluid striking, has been taken down 5 times in his last 3 fights. Holland has the tools to win this fight, but he said it himself. He doesn't like the idea of fighting 5 rounds. Both of Holland's UFC losses have come after the first round, and Brunson seems to have rejuvenated his career. I like him to take Holland down and drag him into the later rounds of this fight and drown him in the depths. And that leads us to our MKF play of the day, and that's going to be a rapid-fire contest with some fantasy points. We have to take Cheyenne Buys, as we said. She landed 92 significant strikes in her first fight, and Kevin Holland, he said he doesn't want to go to distance. And take Derek Derek Brunson because we think he's going to score a lot of takedowns and drag Holland into the depths. Coming in at number 2 this week is some PGA action with the Honda Classic. And the first guy that we have to look at is Matt Jones. Matt Jones shot a 9 under 61 to set the course record to start off the tournament. Our second pick is Shane Lowry. Last year's Open champion made a solid push last Sunday and just missed a few putts. That momentum should carry over nicely into this weekend. And our third and final player to watch out for in the Honda Classic field is Sungjae Im. Im has been sneakily strong over the last few weeks and is the defending champion. He hasn't missed a cut since the RSM Classic at the end of 2020, and with Daniel Berger withdrawing due to a rib injury, Im is both the highest ranked player in the field and the favorite heading into the weekend. Coming in at number 1 this week on Trees 3 has to be the madness. Let the madness commence. It all started last night with Drake and UCLA making huge comebacks in the first 4. Make sure you check out your brackets on Sports Tree because we will be updating them all weekend. There are over 50 bracket entries to get in to win $500 to our grand prize winner. So make sure you stay tuned in to all the action throughout the weekend. And in honor of the tip-off of March Madness, we have to keep our question on the court. Who is the lowest seed to ever win the March Madness NCAA tournament? If you can name the year they did it, you get an extra entry. Folks, thank you so much for tuning into this week's edition of Trees 3 here on Sports Tree Ltd. As always, I'm your host, Connor Roundtree. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, an upgrade of your subscription on our web app is an upgrade in your chances to win. Folks, cheers. You've made it to the weekend.
3, 2,